Welcome to G3, Games, Gadgets, and Guests, an audio and video podcast from 702 Communications. I'm your host, Brian Cromit. We have a first again today on the podcast. We have a returning guest. If you've been with us since the beginning, you know that our very first interview was with Kyle Weik of Beach Interactive Studios, and he is back here today, and we're going to catch up with Kyle. So, Kyle, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Brian. I'm glad to be back.
So, like I say, you were my very first podcast guest, and things have changed a little bit in the podcast here at 702 in that year. So what's been going on in the year for you?
Oh, it's been a pretty crazy year. I think it's last time we talked was March 2015, I think. So back then we had completed a full working demo of our language learning game, the Embedders Letters. We had a launch party for that went over really well. While at the same time we were working on that, we were also beginning to see a lot of downloads of a new still kind of in beta mobile game called On My Own. So in the months that kind of preceded that, we noticed that the draw for On My Own continued to grow. Within the first 2 months, we had 100,000 downloads on the Android and iOS. So we got on Steam, we got into early access. And so we've continued to grow it from there. We had a successful Kickstarter. So fast forward a year, we finally saw the completion of all the goals that we wanted, all the features that we wanted to have in On My Own. We released it on Steam. We added controller support. We've released on Android. And now we're working to release on iOS. And we're in talks right now with both Sony and Microsoft. We have dev kits from Microsoft. And we hope to have a console release date pitched within the next year.
Well, that's super cool. So let me just interrupt quick. If people aren't sure or haven't heard of both those games you just mentioned, you want to talk? Why don't we talk just a little bit about what they are? You may as well get that out there again today.
Sure. So a couple years back, me and a team of 4 to 5 other people, led by Sarah English, who was the original founder of Beach Interactive, we set out to create a language learning game that would teach French. And the idea is that with creating this game, we could put other languages and teach through this RPG point and click adventure type game. Really what we've noticed with that is that as the team is no longer together. So we've decided to pivot our energy into On My Own. So what On My Own is it's a wilderness survival game. It has kind of a throwback art style, and it really is kind of pulls from things like Hatchet or My Side of the Mountain, books that I read growing up, books that I've read as a adult, such as Walden by Henry David Thoreau. We're really focused on teaching like a mellow survival game that has peaceful music. We have original music from a local musician, Cody Qualley. We're really excited. And currently our free app is at 1.5 million downloads.
That's great.
We've been selling the game. Just really thankful to be able to do that in, out of Fargo, North Dakota.
Right.
So it's cool.
In just over a year.
Yep.
It sounds like it's really, really developed from that beta that I was first looking at when we first talked to being ready to port to consoles and stuff like that. That's a huge step. So congratulations on that. And where can people find that now? Just in the iOS store and Android store, and they just look for On My Own? Yep.
If you type in onmyownGame.com, you'll be able to find our website and links to all of our places that you can find it.
Awesome. So we did, like I say, obviously, I'm really glad to hear about the success there, but that's not the whole reason that we have you here today either. You've got something else new coming up, right?
Yep.
So tell us about the event.
So for the second year in a row, we're holding our second annual Summer Game Jam, or what we're calling Fargo Game Jam 2016. It's going to be a 48-hour event, so spanning from Friday night until Sunday afternoon. We're getting artists and developers, just people interested in creating a game. There's so much talent. There's such a large talent pool of people here in Fargo. Sometimes it's great to just get them all in one room, pitch a couple ideas, and then see what happens in 2 days. And really, you can take it as a learning experience, like you create something, you grow your skill set, or it turns into something. On My Own that we were just talking about a moment ago, started from a game jam like event where an idea got stuck in me and another developer's head, and we just made a demo and continued expanding out from there. So really, I see this as a continuation of cultivating the community. So for folks interested, we have an Eventbrite page set up that you can sign up. Signups go all the way until tomorrow afternoon. You can sign up the day of. So if you go to FargoGamemakers.com, there will be a link to the Eventbrite. You can also search for the group on Fargo Game Makers on Facebook.
So this is really an event that you're putting together to brainstorm new game ideas and maybe put new teams together to be building stuff?
Yeah, yep. So we hold a monthly meetup group, and the meetup group is great for people that already have teams or already have existing projects. But one of the things that we saw that was necessary is sometimes just like kickstart the community, kickstart projects, get people excited. We've seen this in groups like Startup Weekend, in the entrepreneur community that, a couple people will get together and they'll start an idea, and, some people, their idea ends that weekend. Some people, it goes another year. And then some people, maybe the idea continues spinning up and it turns into a new startup. They just figure out people that they work well together with that normally they wouldn't randomly go somewhere and be like, hey, let's start working on something.
So what kind of background do you need to really be able to contribute to an event like this? Or, really, who's welcome and who are you interested in attracting to this event this weekend?
Sure. We are keeping it completely open. The only thing that we really ask is that coming with really like a mindset and an attitude that's open to learn, because there's plenty of people, there's artists and there's developers there that know kind of what tool sets are good for people just starting. So we really want to be patient and not, this isn't like a professional level, it's just like everyone's welcome. And so we hope that the takeaway is, free food for the whole weekend. So that's a plus, with the price of admission. So, and then, I hope that everyone learns something. So, otherwise, we're looking for creatives and developers, people of all ages. So really, we're trying to keep it as open as possible.
So artists are welcome, graphic designers are welcome, coders are welcome. Pretty much if you have any interest in, or if you've ever thought you had interest in getting together and seeing what goes into building a video game or an app or whatever, this is a good event for you to come and meet some of the local talent and maybe introduce yourself as local talent and just see where it goes from there.
Yep.
Okay, totally. Great. And you mentioned the Eventbrite page, and you mentioned the free food. There's a limit on how many people can show up for this, so people should get signed up yet if they want to come?
We have a limit of a little, like around 40 people. So spots are filling up as we're getting closer to the event. We're all, getting close to capping off. So if you're interested in this event, get your tickets in soon. We also have there is a prize that we'll be handing out we'll be voting on the GameJolt.com platform. Once your game is finished or your demo prototype that you have, you can load it up on GameJolt. And then there'll be I think we're doing a 3-day period where fans and friends can vote on those games, and the game with the biggest or the most votes will win a prize from one of our sponsors, Gravity Gaming. That's really exciting. And then for folks that missed the entry or they just are hesitant to jump in, the Prairie Den is going to be open for those 3 days. Okay. So feel free to drop by, see what's going on. Sunday afternoon, we'll probably be demoing some of the games.
Cool.
And then on our meetup, I think on the 27th of July, we'll be trying to bring back all of the old teams, and we're going to talk about what everyone learned, kind of like a post-mortem for the Game Jam.
Yep. So is there a cost to attend?
Yep. So early entry is done. So now people can sign up for $15.
Okay. Completely reasonable for a weekend of collaboration and coding and fun, right?
Yep, totally. It's going to be a good time.
You mentioned you had some sponsors. You want to give a shout out to any of them besides Gravity Gaming?
Sure. Well, of course, we 702 is our biggest sponsor, so we really appreciate all the help that you guys have with allowing us to be in the space. The Prairie Den is hosting us, so collaboration between those two. I'm really thankful for that. And then the Fargo Moorhead Economic Development Corporation, they're helping out with some of the food. So it really is great to see all these local companies come together and support this. And it's so cool to be able to do this kind of stuff and have businesses that support this, because I think in other towns
And I think it's really great to be able to be following up on this story a year later. I mean, we were talking about local talent and all of this a year ago, right? Mm-hmm. And it's good to see that the ball is still rolling, and that there are still people behind it, and that there's still more and more people that are interested, and that we're still actively trying to pull new people in. And I think it's great to see an initiative like this, a local initiative like this, that's still moving forward, that you guys are still making progress on your own, and we're looking to see what we can do next. So I think that's great. I'm 702 is glad to be a sponsor of this, and I know that all the other sponsors that are behind this, not just for your sake, but again for the community, for the gaming, for the developing. We're here and we're excited about that too. So we're glad to see this. We're glad to see this happening for you guys. So anything else anybody needs to know about the event, or anything else going on, Kyle?
I think we've got that all wrapped up. I guess another shout out to all of the great volunteers helping plan the event. They're pulled from the Fargo Game Makers group. These are local developers and artists. Pod's Game Design. Dave's been helping out. CJ, Aaron, guys from Fargo Game Makers, just doing great work at helping me put together this event. And we've spun it up in less than a month. So pretty happy about that.
Yep, absolutely. Tight timeline, but good to see it coming together.
Yep.
All right. So again, all the details are on the Eventbrite page. Time is short here. If you want to get in on this yet, it does happen tomorrow night, starting at 5.
We'll be setting up at 5, and then the official starting time is going to be at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks, Kyle, for coming in. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great event, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what comes out of that, and hope you'll share that with us in the upcoming weeks. Cool. Thanks, Brian. All right, and that's it. Here's another episode of G3 in the books. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Hope you get out and check out the game jam going on this weekend. As always, if you do enjoy the podcast, we do hope you subscribe. We're on SoundCloud. We're on the iOS store. We're on YouTube. We're pretty much everywhere that you could possibly need to find a podcast if you want to find it. So find it, like it, tell your friends about it. We want to keep doing it, and we hope to continue to bring you a bunch of new good content. So until next episode, I'm Brian Crommett. This is G3. Game on.